Meeting behind closed doors, the House Committee on Constitutional Amendments approved on Wednesday a resolution proposing changes in the country's charter. Committee Chairman and Cagayan de Oro Representative Rufus Rodriguez says he wants plenary debates to start on the measure next week so the House can pass it by January next year. Rodriguez insists there's no need for a constitutional assembly or constitutional convention for what he calls mere surgical amendments to the Constitution.
This is not an ordinary legislation. This is three-fourths of the House will have to vote for this, and the Senate will also have three-fourths.
But a copy of the proposal shows major changes are being eyed. The still unnumbered resolution of both houses will relax restrictions on foreign business ownership by adding the phrase unless otherwise provided by law to the Constitution's economic provisions. This will allow foreigners to own more than 40% of businesses and land in the country. The measure also proposes several changes to the Constitution's political provisions, such as making the election of president and vice president a tandem. The number of regions in the country will also be reduced to 9 from the current 17. Senators will be elected according to region, unlike now where they're chosen through a nationwide vote. Instead of 24 senators, 27 senators will be elected, with 3 coming from each of the new regions. The resolution also proposes 5-year terms for senators and all local officials. However, they can only stay in office for 3 consecutive terms. Rodriguez says the proposed amendments to the political provisions are practical.
It's about time that we disperse political representation to all the regions. It is very clear from the public officials themselves and the people that 3 years is too short to be able to implement projects.
But for Bayan Muna Party List Representative Carlo Zarate, increasing local officials' terms is just lawmakers' way of courting support for an illegal way of amending the Constitution.
Lalabas nito, this is a chacha by legislation. And hindi naman ito nakasaad sa ating kasalukuyang saligang batas.
Unlike other charter change attempts that failed, Rodriguez believes there's a chance for the resolution to succeed this time because they aren't pushing for a shift to federalism.
The federal proposal is really, there is no consensus. We don't want to force that. We are going to make sure that in the remaining 2.5 years of President Duterte and this House, we are going to approve this particular provision.
With Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano supporting charter change, Rodriguez is confident the House will easily pass the resolution. But whether the Senate and the public will agree to it is another story. Cian Arcangel, CNN, Philippines.